going to be going through both of them today. And I've got a slide deck prepared for this. Let me get that going. Bada bing, bada boom. All right, let's do this, gang. Let's do this. All right, can everyone see my screen? Just let me know if you can see my screen, guys.
Yes, we can.
Okay, beautiful. Just before we go ahead and go to the next slides, I want someone here to take a crack at defining USP and ICP, like these two terms and the relationship between it, before I give my own definition and combination of the two. Whoever takes a crack, a noble crack, I know it requires courage and brevity, but whoever takes a noble crack at giving their interpretation of what a unique selling proposition is and then the ideal client persona is, those two terms are why it's so important for business. I will give you everything in my wallet. In my wallet, ending with 6A, which has $0.5 in there. Three, two, one. Oh, shoot, you.
Oh, bro,
Uh,
my
okay.
mic is open, man.
Okay, that's all good. I'll give a breakdown for everyone. Okay, so today's session is going to be about defining two things: USP, ICP, and the brand fusion of the two. All right. So what are these TLAs? TLAs meaning three-letter acronyms. These weird things that people use in business every day, all the time. They like to sound fancy, right? But USP, when you see that on Twitter or the internet, it means unique selling proposition. And when someone asks you about the term unique selling proposition, often what they're referring to is your brand, your company, or even personally yourself and how you differ from everyone else in the market. What makes you different from other people serving that audience? Through what do you provide? What experience do you have? What features differentiate you from others? So, a unique selling proposition is your product or service's distinctive qualities that set it apart from competitors. It's the reason why customers should choose your offering over others. It's the reason why customers may remember you better over than others. The unique selling proposition communicates a unique value that you provide to your customers. Then we also have ideal customer profile, and there's actually very strong and compelling reasons why these two go hand in hand, and we'll go through that later too. But your ideal customer profile is the person, is the audience, the group that you're trying to serve. Given a company, given a community, given a service, who are the people that you serve? Those people that need what you're providing. What's a detailed description of them? The demographics, the psychographic, and behavioral characteristics. If you're able to define your ideal customer profile, actually, it helps you understand who your product and service is best suited for. Now, when you come to that definition, you can actually start to tailor your unique selling proposition to them too. And we'll go through that later as well. But let me just give a brief example, right? So let's say, for example, a alpha group out there understands that their ideal customer profile are those degenerate traders, maybe even those that are broke and looking for an answer to make money. If that's the case and they go deep into the rabbit hole of defining that ideal customer profile further and further, they can start to understand their pains and needs, the language that they speak in, and then craft a unique selling proposition based on that. So the USP and the ICP serves as a foundation of a successful Web3 business. If you can set that up, it serves a foundation of a successful Web3 brand because it guides your brand messaging, your marketing, and your product development too. So let's talk about the benefits of defining USP and ICP because you've got two types of builders out here. Someone that will just spray and pray, go out there with a random messaging, no thought of framework, and then see what hits. That's fine. But if you want to take a more structured and methodical approach and create statements and messaging and brand with reasoning, then defining both of them will create wonderful benefits. So the first benefit, simple, clear differentiation in a competitive market. Let's look at these niches that we're seeing in Web3, for instance, right? Alpha and trading groups, overly saturated. It's so hard to differentiate between groups. Uh, builder groups starting to rise again, other competitors around Surgence. It's so important for us to laser focus on a specific message, audience, and mission. Otherwise, if we're trying to capture a broad net, we're going to sound like everything for nothing, right? So it helps you stand out and capture your audience's attention. It highlights what makes your Web3 business unique and reduces the risk of being perceived as just another player in the market. And this happens too much in Web3 because no one's original. No one goes down a path that is unique. The other one is targeted marketing efforts. So your ICP, when you define it, it guides your marketing strategies towards the right audience. Let's say, for instance, that I've now started to define the particular audience that Surgence wants to serve as these early professionals, these entrepreneurs, early stage founders. Well, now that I've clearly identified this ICP group, I understand that they sit on both Twitter and LinkedIn. However, if we sub-niche that down, Twitter has mostly the ability for us to reach these Web3 entrepreneurs, Web3 innovators, Web3 early hustlers. If we ever want to broaden out into a more digital community, so both Web3 and Web2, I might start to look at LinkedIn to get into the right audience. When you define your ICP too, it reduces wastage of resources on irrelevant audiences, because you'll see time and time again when you jump from company to company and even bring your own product to market, if you don't clearly define the user group that you serve with reasoning, you'll start spending money on just trying to reach any sort of user that remotely interests you. And it's going to be a fucking expensive hustle. And then it increases the efficiency of your marketing campaigns as well. Then also it improves product development too. So if you understand your ICP and the needs and the challenges, the pain that they face, it shapes your product's feature and development. Let's say, for example, myself, right? And I'm going to show you this right now. One of the things that we did was we put out a feedback form, because yes, we can make decisions ourselves to design the Discord server, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to start to validate my hypotheses and reasoning with data from my community, from my ideal users, to see what products they actually need. What are their biggest needs? What are they using right now? Do we remove something? Do we focus harder on things? Let's say, for example, you guys are completely enjoying and attending the events, jobs, builders, and learning skills at Surgence. The things that interest you are the Skills Academy and improving the job placement program too. So then through feedback, I can see, okay, you guys are completely resonating with these utilities. You don't really enjoy the alpha here or some of the other things. And these two things matter to you the most. So if you can start to use data, if you can start to understand your ICP better, it actually helps you design your product for these people, for their needs, resulting in deeper solutions for these customers, right? Then enhance brand messaging. So the final one there. If you have your ICP and UCP effectively defined, you can start to communicate your value proposition clearly. So one of the examples of a real-time case study is Surgence. Look at the bio, look at the messaging that we've been evolving over time. It's become more and more laser focused on what we're truly trying to be. It helps you craft messages that speak directly to your ideal customers and build a consistent and memorable brand identity too. So, yeah, exactly what I was saying before about, let's say, for instance, the niche of alpha groups. Why do so many projects sound the same there, or Web3 IPs as well? It's because A, they might not have any USPs defined and built in the business that resonate with the audience, or B, they have these things, but they don't laser focus their brand around it. They're trying to create such a broad brand that doesn't catch the eyes of the audience. It doesn't sound different, unique, and exciting. So how do you actually define your unique selling proposition? I'll do this at a high level. Well, firstly, you need to identify your strengths. So with Surgence, for instance, we went through an evolution where we were serving both traders and builders. However, we recognize that our strengths within this professional development, synergizing with companies, that 360 incubator, as opposed to trying to serve traders in an overly saturated market of alphas anyways. So we'll enter into our strengths of that former. Go deep into that strength, laser focus your brand and your development around that. And then you as a brand will start to stand out as a leader within that niche. And if that niche has a proper user base that can be served, well, you will be able to connect with your community seamlessly. Then you need to understand competition as well. One of the key things that we did at Surgence as we were building this brand was seeing what other Web3 businesses play in this arena right now and what are the gaps in those businesses at the moment. How can we differentiate on them? We saw that people were trying to do job placements. We saw that people were trying to do courses in education here and there, like Techie Club. No one was professionally supporting that end-to-end journey with a handpicked network of aligned people and synergizing them with an expansive network of partners and companies that we were able to leverage through our personal connections, right? So we said, okay, fuck it. We're going to be that 360 incubator that brings together entrepreneurs and companies seamlessly. Then once you've done that, you can start to address the pain points of your users. So to contextualize this against Surgence again, some of the pain points we saw: inability for people, professionals, to break into the career path in Web3 because it was being gatekept or it's novel and not really sorted online or marketplaces just yet. Lack of professional development opportunities and professional quality networks too that just kept being diluted by improper community management solutions for this niche too. So then as we start to identify the strengths, understand your competition and address pain points, you can craft your value proposition, your USPs, your message, everything that you think will make it easy for your audience to understand the value that you offer. So I tried out a case study, like just a mock up. This is no company. This is hypothetical. This doesn't exist. I mean, if you search up crypto hire, it might exist, but I've got no idea. But I did something, a mock up here of a crypto company. And what Crypto Hire is, it's a cutting edge Web3 job marketplace. It's designed to connect talented professionals with the opportunities in the decentralized ecosystem. So the Crypto Hire platform combines a secure blockchain-based escrow system with a user-friendly interface, ensuring hassle-free transactions and trustworthy collaboration between companies and employees, right? So escrow platform, career marketplace, help people engage. Then I wanted to define two things. Given this product, what is our USP and ICP? Okay, so our unique selling proposition, establishing a trusted and decentralized job marketplace because space is risky. There's a lot of scams and a lot of unmet payments. Ensuring secure transactions through an escrow system powered by blockchain and empowering Web3 professionals to find work and get paid reliably. Then what is your ICP? Well, freelancers and remote workers. A lot of gig workers here in Surgence and outside of Surgence that could use that. Companies and projects looking to hire specialized blockchain talent. And individuals who value transparency and secure payment methods. So if you have this bio of a company and you define your ideal client persona and the unique selling proposition that resonate with them, you can start to create your company bio. Like, what is your tagline? What is your vision? What is your mission? And do these actually connect and resonate with your ICP and reflect your USPs? So your tagline, your Web3 career decentralized for crypto hire. I try to be corny, short, bold with that. Vision, empower a decentralized workforce, bridging talents and opportunities in the Web3 era. And the mission, I mean, like the vision already, if you're a hustler looking for work in the space or looking for safe opportunities, that kind of connects with you. And the mission, to create a secure and reliable job marketplace where Web3 professionals can thrive and contribute to the blockchain revolution. We're committed to building a platform that ensures fair compensation, transparency, and trust through blockchain escrow technology. So I did this in a few minutes, so definitely could be improved 10 times. And it's just a simple hypothetical case study, but this case study exemplifies the alignment of a strong, unique selling proposition and a well-defined ideal customer persona. Because when you fuse the two, oh, sorry, wait 1 second. Can you guys see my screen? My internet just cut out there.
Yeah, it's visible, bro.
Okay, beautiful. It exemplifies the fusion of a strong USP and a strong ICP in creating a platform that addresses the unique challenges of the Web3 job market. All right. Actually, just before I move on to a couple other slides that I'm going to hit up next, does anyone have any questions? Psychographic, nice term, 100%. We've actually got psychographic coming up soon. All right, beautiful. I shall continue. All right, everyone. I'm gonna need input here. Okay. Who wants to read out text on the screen for some drops? Say, all right, you can't be Shub. Shub contributes too much to these events. Who wants to be my my illustrator here? I might have to pick on someone. Dreezy's typing. Dreezy, you want to speak? Dreezy. Yo, it's a lasso. Hey, hey. All right, look. All right, someone speak. Someone speak. Someone read out the underground NFT bio right there. Who's gonna take the shot? Mia's gonna give you
Okay, I'll,
plentiful
I'll go for
drops.
it.
All right, let's go.
Yeah. So you just want me to read, right? Okay.
Yeah, so read
So,
out the underground one, then read, and
okay.
then we're gonna talk about what our thoughts are on that, and then Canto Labs
Okay.
and NFT Friends Alpha. So let's just read those three out now.
Okay. So for Underground, it's a private members only collective of talented traders and investors looking to disrupt and define NFT culture. Interesting.
Okay, Canto
Canto
Labs.
Labs, private NFT alpha community by Astro something. DM for all collabs and partnerships. Discord access.
Yeah,
And
and then
NFT
NFT Friends Alpha.
Friends Alpha. NFT Friends Alpha is a group of Web3 enthusiasts dedicated to bring the best in this space for our community growth and success. Discord. Yeah, I think these are the USPs basically, right?
And that's the thing. That's the thing. And I think this is a great example of where brands are not trying their best to differentiate against each
Yeah.
other. Because one, I think it's very light on their USPs. It doesn't seem like any of them have a USP being presented in their bio.
Hmm.
Two, they're just sounding too much the same. Like, yes, that might be like a selling point. It might be the mission of that brand, but it's not a unique selling point for sure.
Yeah. It's kind of vague, like it covers a lot of things.
Exactly. Yeah. Like for example, let's look at this. Let's look at this first one and the third one. The similarities between the two is that they both mention the audience that they're serving, but it's so broad. Web3 enthusiasts and dedicated to bring the best in the space for our community. And then a private members only collective of talented traders and investors. A bit more specific. So these guys are these guys are honing down on their specific persona, looking to disrupt and define NFT culture. But the second part seems like an inverse relationship of talented traders and investors. You don't see often talented traders and investors looking to disrupt and define NFT culture, right? So the brand image and representation could be significantly improved because we both know that underground, NFT Friends Alpha, like for these two, let's say for example, Cancer Labs as well, but NFT Friends Alpha and Underground are both amazing groups. So much value within them, but their brand image doesn't capture that well, right? And then Canto Labs, for instance, simply stating what they are, but there's no mention of a USP, yeah, or like a unique brand message, right? And I was showing an example of all the employment groups that were there as well, and how Surgence is trying to stick out there too. Um, I don't know. So I mean, I want to see, and I want to give this challenge to you guys, right? I'm gonna put a box around here, and then we'll create a thread for the submissions. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna make it hollow and put a red line around that. Okay, I want you guys to come up in your own time. Yeah, it's a bit more specific, but all of them can definitely do a lot better. Um, come up. So I want you guys to pick a project. Oh, actually, you know what? I'll put this in the marketing chat. Come down to the marketing thread, everyone. Okay, I'm going to create a thread here, and we'll have rewards for people that do this task. Pick a project, alpha group from the 3 or elsewhere, and redesign and rewrite the bio to make the project stand out more. Hint: define a sexy USP that resonates with the ICP, and then also bonus points. I'm gonna bonus points. Be creative. Okay, and I'll show you what I mean. Right. This is something that I was playing around with earlier today. Okay. Okay. This is not the Surgence vision, but this was like a version of it when I was going through the creation process, right? Oh wait, did I? I fucking pinned it. No, I want to create a thread on it. Oh, I can't create a thread within a thread. It's okay. Just share your findings and report here in Marketers, anyways. Yeah, so an earlier version of the Surgence vision was this: empowering entrepreneurs worldwide, igniting dreams, fostering innovation, and bridging entrepreneurs with companies for a brighter future. But and I'm relatively happy with where we are right now with our bio, but our bio currently reads: accelerate your career with Surgence. We incubate talent with leading Web3 companies. So I think it specifically mentions a tagline here that is an outcome or like a desired state, a desired utility for career seekers, for professionals. And then the link that we try to connect here from talent with leading Web3 companies gives that sense that we're like a 360 incubator that brings up talent and puts them into leading companies, right? So hopefully, and you guys can pick Surgence if you want to do that too. Redesign our bio if you think that it's weak on our USP and there's something better for that too. But that is going to be the homework. The character limit for the bio. 160 characters. So definitely an exercise to keep it short and concise. All right. All right, everyone, go to the marketers thread and love heart react that if you're going to take part in the challenge. Go right now. Go right. Yeah. Spam that shit up. I want to see it. This is brownie points. This is homework. This is training right here. If you and trust me, there is an art and there is practice and training that comes to defining such a perfect, ideal 2-sentence max bio for a project page. Like it takes minutes of just staring at the screen, understanding the brand, thinking about the audience. It takes even an hour. Hours for proper marketers out there for Web2 brands. They go through workshops for days on this. And if you can perfectly consolidate, crystallize the brand, the message, the value in a couple of statements, and it sounds absolutely unique, sexy, eye-catching, well, you're en route to be a good marketer. You got a good muscle there. So this is good practice, and I'll give feedback on everyone, including myself. I want feedback on Surgence. You guys give it to me. Okay. So how to define your
Ruthie,
ICP? Oh, yeah.
Ruthie, if I may add something, I still don't understand why in a bio there must be anything from an USP. Because the bio is just a description or a slogan, for example, yeah,
100%.
like a marketing slogan, but nothing which says anything about the USP and what
Yes.
yeah, you can offer. That's a bit
And that's what I'm about to touch on there. It's a theme of the previous topics too. Like that bio is your brand message, and it's a fusion of, like, you have to define your brand message and align it with the ideal client persona that you define, the language that they speak, the needs that they have, and then something about the USPs you provide overall, and that creates your brand message, right? So you're not specifically saying, oh, Surgence has a job accelerator program, network, this and that. Here's our set of USPs. But more so, you're using that understanding of what your USPs are, then who your ideal client is, deriving,
Okay.
what the language, the tone, the value
Exactly.
that they seek. Yeah. And then
Yeah.
forging your brand message through that. 100%.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. So how to define? Yeah, demographic, psychographic, and behavioral preferences. Demographic, age, gender, location, income, level, education. Everyone's learned this at school. Demographics help in creating targeted content and marketing. Okay. And psychographic, a bit more interesting. Figure out what their interests are, what their values are. For example, degen traders value making money. They have an interest in just degenning every single day, staring at charts, looking for opportunities to arbitrage and make money. That's their behaviors. Look for their motivations. Understand what drives your ideal customers and how your product fits into their lives. So for Surgence, what drives our ideal customers is the thought of building a career in Web3, of decentralized work, of income online, earning that. And then we got to figure out how our product fits into that. And behavioral preferences too, right? Like which platforms they found out, how do they communicate? How should we communicate with them? What are their habits? Do you guys check into Discord every day? Do you not? Are you too busy? Because let me say this, for example. If we were serving truly just early stage founders that are only early stage founders, so let's say we're an early stage founder mastermind network, then the way that we serve these people are completely different. Maybe once a month, mastermind sessions with expert calls, because these people are unable to chat around all the time. They're building companies and they might be too busy. Like we see them, right? Like 10-8, SDPF and other people, they get so busy they're not unable to engage with the Surgence community all the time. And they pop in for events and networking sessions that meet their needs, right? And then finally, my favorite thing is defining the pain points and challenges of your ICP, because then this feeds into the way that you can tailor your offering and message. Right? Like I understand that there is a pain in this industry for people to break into a Web3 career path, and my messaging wraps around that very nicely. And then so once you've done that, you can start to, and I was speaking with Askis before, you can align and fuse your USP, your ICP, and all these different things to create a very sexy final brand message. And it helps you create compelling stories that show how your uniqueness benefits your ideal customers. And it forges an emotional connection that makes your brand memorable as well. Like Surgence is a people's brand, it's a professional's brand. We're here to support everyone, collective success, alignment, ethos, ego aside. Effective brand messaging bridges the gap between your distinct offering and the desires of your ideal customers, creating a lasting impact in the Web3 ecosystem. That is that last kind of line that I'm going to leave with you there. And it pieces everything up together nicely. Effective brand messaging bridges a gap between your distinct offering and the desires of your ideal customers and creates a lasting impact in the world, in the Web3 ecosystem, wherever you are. All right. So I'm going to go through questions right now, and this recording and this slide deck will be shared around. But this is a teaser into a longer term branding playbook. So just alpha on that. Oh, and by the way, I've got something exciting coming up the end of this week. Where is it? Creating case studies. This one's going to be fun. Creating case studies. Okay. This is my promise and guarantee to the community last week, if you remember. I was like, oh, you guys need to learn how to make case studies. Okay, let's do it. We'll pick a research topic and Ruthie will create a case study together and then show you how to do that. Hey guys, am I late? I probably am, Andy, but it's okay. Recording will be shared. Yeah, I think we did record it, right? Yeah, sketches here, yeah. Yeah, interesting. So it's interesting because like brand messaging, USP, ICP, they can be like data driven, of course, but the brand messaging is also subjective, right? People might think that Underground does a better job than Canto, does a better job than Ender 2 Friends Alpha. Everyone could be confused, right? For example, I believe that the rank goes 1, 2, and 3, but some other people think Canto Labs is 1, and then Underground and Ender 2 Friends Alpha. But it all comes down to reasoning, right? I think that Underground comes first here because they clearly define who they're serving specifically, more specific than anyone else, right? And then what the goal and outcome is. But there's also a level of questionable this between the two because I feel like they conflict with each other. Like they could have said only collective, a private members only collective of talented traders and investors, maybe looking to sit on the vanguard of the trading markets or something like that. No, I'm not too sure. Or you could be even fun and creative. Tired of being liquidated? Stack your liquidity with Canto Labs, all in one trader destination. But yeah, I'd love for you guys to play around and see what kind of creative bios that you come up with in the marketing thread. For those people that came in late, we've got a homework challenge set here where you can pick an alpha group or any community, any project, look at the bio, the existing bio, then create one that is better, more concise, powerful. It aligns with the USP and ICP that they've defined, right? See, eight people are going to take part in this. Beautiful. Maybe 10 or so with people doing different reactions. Yo, you from Aussie? Yeah. I'm in Sydney. And I'm part Korean as well. That's right. Charming Jin's got that right there, and I'll be in Korea soon. I will. All right. By the way, Ruthie, how does the concept of an ICP differ in the Web3 compared to traditional markets? Are there any new factors to consider? No, I think it is, unless someone wants to push back here, but I believe that they're both the same. The way that you use, like you define your ideal clients are the same. Web3 or Web2, basically who you're serving, right? And be specific with that. There's differences though. Like for example, I mean, it's not more so the Web3 ecosystem compared to traditional markets, but it's more so like what industry are you in and who are you serving? Is it B2B, B2C? And then and based on that, and based on the industry, what platforms do they sit in, right? Like if you were a dog walking, drop shipping company, you're probably looking at your ideal customers on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and but then you have maybe a software vendor selling to utilities and they're using LinkedIn, right? And then you have Web3 companies using Twitter because most of their community might be on Twitter, unless they're trying to do something to onboard people into Web3.
Ruthie, can I add a point to this one? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
100%.
yeah, and just to add on this, right, like what I've seen is the ICP also changes from stage of the company. Like in Web3, like for gaming, again, like if you have a game which is, kind of targeting to a specific set of audience, it might change as you develop the game. So it's not that once you have defined your ICP, it's going to stay constant. For example, like if it's an early scaling company, or say for a company has a product market fit, right? So it's trying to figure out a product market fit. So the ICP might differ. And when it's in early scaling, it might differ. And when it's in mid scaling, so it differs at times from stages of the company and which direction you're going into. Yeah.
I love it. Thalassa, we gotta have a catch up soon as well.
Yes, Ruthie.
I am and I'm eternally bullish on HubSpot resources. We use this at both of the startups that I worked at. They're just like on point with their online learning, free resources, and some fucking amazing stuff. So definitely check them out if you want to understand more before you do the homework task. Let me just get rid of these. There we go. Okay. Let's see. Any other questions? Yeah, you'll see even HubSpot takes basically the same thing, right? Who are you? And they'll ask you for your unique value proposition. UVP, USP, same thing. Know your audience. So who is your persona that you're trying to serve? Then you need and then you start to craft your brand messaging based on that, right? All right. Okay. Anyone else have any questions? Except for you love Koreans. Charmy Jin is Korean. So you might always have to prioritize your ICPs. Yeah, 100%. You got to, and pretty much success to business. 160 rule. Not too sure. Oh, that it's strict. Like if you do anything longer, you can't have it on your Twitter copy. um, Also, you might always have to prioritize your ICPs. Yeah, one of the things that my chief product officer told me back then when I was working at the startup was always obsess with the person that you're serving. Know them better than they know themselves. Right? Feel free to dissect my entry live if they 100%. 100%. Let's do it. Underground, we redefine what a top tier private collective can achieve. Top level high volume trades, investments, classified intelligence, shape the NFT culture with. Hey, classified intelligence, I love that. Top level high volume trades, investments. I think this is great because it further nails that audience set. It's not every trader that they're looking for, but those people that move massive amounts of money, right? Like, well, not massive, but like larger amounts of capital around between trades. Although I'm not too sure what the last part, if the last part even needs to be there, like to shape the NFT culture, if that just further dilutes it. I love that. Yeah. So I'll write up like detailed feedback when I get time as well. But that's a really good start, Rach. And I'm clapping virtually. Oh, actually, I don't have to clap virtually. 1 second. Do I have a clap? Yeah, there we are. Okay. Yeah, I don't really like the last part, to be honest. Yeah, I agree. You feel free to completely redefine what they've got. Take things out completely. Redefine the brand for them. Oh yes, yes, yes. The Lasso's got a good point. If your company, if you're building something and you're trying to serve so many people, if you try to continue to persevere to serve everyone equally, you're going to end up serving no one, right? For example, with Surgence, our core leading ICP, like sub persona that we're serving, are these early career hustlers or people trying to break into a Web3 professional career. The second one that we will do after we solve that completely and we're happy is an early stage founders. Even though they're both professionals, completely different sub persona, completely set of different needs. And if we try to tackle both at the same time, people are just going to be so confused and feel like they're underserved because we won't do a perfect job in both. I'm a big fan of tackling one by one, being laser focused. Something that everyone tells me, Nessie, Coach Leroy, my startup mentor, Marcy, everyone tells me to stay laser focused, and everyone here should. 100%. Niche down before you niche out. Aha, there we go. Fucking reset, man. You're the boss. All right, last set of questions, gang. I like this, Chinoy. The number one thing, though, that I see is that you seem like you're too spread thin. You're saying you're a collab manager, and then you're a community manager, and then you're a like maybe there's an advisory hint there in there with strategist and an events organizer. I'm wondering if there's something that you can totally wrap yourself around. Maybe perhaps your strength is collaboration management, your strength is community management, what it is specifically. Or maybe it's an overall outcome. Like you have this amazing ability to lead communities and teams to success. Your involvement to grow a project and build a quality community, right? Maybe you lead with that tagline, that value prop of yours, and then you have these roles at the end. My personal brand is shit, by the way. Like, I need to improve my bio. I don't know what's happening there. But yeah, no, I love that, Chinoy. Like, doing it on your own personal brand too. That's dope. That's dope. And I like it's so clean. Your one is so clean. I was looking for a term that has both meanings. It's a hard one. All right, gang. I'm gonna knock off and do some work now, but I will catch you all later. Okay. Thank you so much for coming to the event. The recording will be shared by Sketch Our Lovely, and we have future events today. So let me just share that before we all jump off. We have let me share this in the events chat. Brand makeover. I think that's led by Mia. And then tomorrow we have this one by Joni. So make a lasting impression and understand the user journey with the lasso. Oh, let's go. That's gonna be a good one. Then building for dummies on Thursday. So definitely get into that with me. It's going to be about building brand. And some other ones later this week. And I think also I really want to encourage everyone